Hello Tamers, Sidra back in Dame, and well, it's a little bit past post-release weekend, and I finally got my hands on my 2 boxes of BT23 Hacker Slumber, with this set being primarily themed around Digimon Sleuth, Hacker's Memory, as we see the whole Hootie gang up as part of the box art. And well, I do have some fond memories of Hacker's Memory since it was the game that helped me rediscover Digimon. And well, before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share this around to help with the algorithm. And without further ado, let's crack into it. And starting off with the first box, as usual, going in with the knife and removing the plastic wrap as we get into it. And put it in display. As we open up to it with a promo pack. And well, we have Minerva on the pack. Oh, Minerva on the pack. Let's see what we get from this set of 4. At the side, we get, well, glimpse of the new Ghostmon from the set for Liberator. Copy of the new BT23 Hoodie Tentomon. And then we end up getting the pack art of Minervamon being her Time Stranger iteration. And following that up, we also get the promo, Titamon from this as well. And putting those off to the side as we crack on into it. Starting off with the first pack, let's see what we got. Focus. And we start off with the new Cyber Sleuth Geogreymon. Definitely a good thing to have added in, considering that also it can work in the Gaimon deck. Perorimon for the new Appmon Poseidomon deck. CS trait Kilomon. Coachmon. New CS Monodramon. A Flickmon Blue. And we also get the new CS Royal Base stuff, which definitely helps Royal Base. New Lady Digimon. Yugo. And then regular version of the Tentomon we got. And for first foil, we end up hitting the new CS trait Justimon Blitzarm. Definitely doing a rider kick, as this ends up being a reference back to the game as Justimon's debut in it. Oh, for the cutscene, that is. And following that up, we also get King Drazel as a Digimon instead of a Digi-Egg now. With this likely being, well, the King Drazel drones that's actually is. Oh, separating it out as we get back into it. And that's a very awkward rip. And from there, Hoodie Net Cafe as, well, the Hoodie field option. Nano Machine Break being, well, actually, instead of being a unique move, it's actually one of the generic moves in the game. And following that up, Eater Bits as either CS support or even, well, or Eater support. Ice Archery, CS Angemon, a CS trait Lilamon, CS trait Funbeemon, Tosukomon, Calputerimon, CS trait. Okay. And we end up getting the option for Belphemon X from this being 7th penetration. And then following that up, we also get Sisteron Blanc from this, given that she did show up in Hacker's memory. And if I recall correctly, that was in fact her main media debut. And from there, new CS trait Jackmon, who definitely feels like good, well, definitely a better iteration of the old BT9 Jackmon line. CS Garudamon, regular the Ghostmon, new Liberator Ghostmon, CS Geckomon, and then CS Wormmon, a new CS Black Garurumon, CS Antilamon, a CS trait Sakuyamon, Makiko Date, everyone's favorite Angry Policewoman, a CS trait Boncholeomon, and following that up, we end up getting Faye for the first foil of this pack. And yeah, Faye definitely ends up being a really good card for royal base, considering that off the bat, once you establish her, you practically get all the benefits, especially when you push out with Peromon as the Dex Egg, effectively allowing you to draw one and gain memory when you trigger off the effect. And following that, we end up hitting our first SR hit in the form of Ryuji Mishima. Since it's an SR, as unusual style, going over for to our play. Star main, while you have a CS trait Digimon, you get to gain 1 memory. And on play, until the opponent's turn, end of opponent's turn, their effects can't reduce DP of one of your hoodie trait Digimon, and that Digimon gains reboot and blocker. In addition, all turns, when any of your hoodie trait Digimon suspend, by suspending down this timer, you get to use a single color CS trait option from hand without paying the cost. Which ends up synergizing well considering the option cards based off of the generic moves. Case in point, a Star Trade, and the such. Continuing on, as we continue with this box. Well, we end up getting another surprise in the form of the new Elizamon that's sitting in here as the deck's, evolution reducer. Big Bang Punch for the Poseidon deck. New CS trait Yokomon. New Liberator Bakemon. New Wolfspawn. New Strikemon, which definitely helps out the Justimon deck. Comet Hammer as the third generic option. Third option based off of generic moves. Unogi. New CS trait Siegemon, who's definitely the main level 4 for the hoodie deck. New CS Marine Angemon. And we follow that up with Sisteron Ciel to go with our Blanc. And as everyone knows, Ciel is pretty much the international stand-in for Noir for Hacker's memory, considering, Noir is more of a none in terms of coloration, considering that her color is black for that terminology. Hence walking in eggshells and following that up. And look at that. we end up paying one of the secrets from the set, that being the new CS Alstimon. And well, going over this beauty, 13-hour play, 5 to evolve generically off of a level 5 yellow or purple, Digivolves 4 or 5 over any level 5 CS trait, or DNAs using a yellow level 5 and purple level 5. Has barrier and partitions into Angelmon and Lady Devimon. And on Digivolve, you get to play out one level 5 or lower yellow or purple Digimon from hand without paying the cost. Then, if this Digimon stack has 2 or more same level sources, charge the top cards of both players' security stacks so they have 3 cards left. And then all turns, once per turn, whenever she sees security stacks being removed, you get to place 1 Digimon as the bottom security card. This definitely being a major boost to the Mossimon deck. And let me get a secondary sleeve for this beauty. As we continue on. Okay. CS Appmon, Crescent Leaf, as another one of the generic move options. Consolemon, new Sanglutmon, Musclemon, Vulcan Napalm, CS Trait Motimon, Goro Matayoshi, and a new CS Trait Garurumon, who definitely feels like good support for Omnimon. For the Omnimon deck, really. CS Rosemon, and following that up, we end up hitting the new Search iteration of Huckmon, and following that up, we end up getting Beautymon as the, well, level 5 App Fusion partner to go into Poseidomon. And continuing on from there, CS Bergermon, CS Edomon, a new Liberator Demi-Meramon, CS Wallmon, and then the Ghost deck's unique emblem being Soul Banquet. And from there, Coach again, Flick, Betamon for a CS trade, then the new CS Zaxxon Machinedramon, a new CS Angelmon to go with the Mostimon, and then we get the, well, main enabler for the Hoodymon deck, being the Shakomon CS, and we end up paying Oljamon from the Poseidomon deck. And continuing on, Perori, Geogray, Monodra, Ankilo, Big Bang Punch, Wasp, Liza, the new CS Golemon, a new CS Phoenixmon, and then Coordimon, Sysmon Block again, and following that up, we end up getting another SR hit. In this case, we end up getting the new Tiger Vestmon Ace from the set, which is the CS trait, and is definitely a major boost for Royal Base. Since, going over now, HR play, Digivolves for 4 generically off of a level 5 green or black, or can Digivolve for 3 over level 5 Royal Base or CS trait. Blast Digivolve has all aces, with the on play and on Digivolve with no once return clause. Well, it goes without saying since the way to play is either or, but it ends up being a major boon for the deck, As this target one, as this effect, allows you to place any Royal Base or Zaxxon trait Digimon from hand or trash face up as bottom security. Then you get to bounce one of the opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP than itself to the hand. With that effect, definitely helping Royal Base in the fact that it's the second effect that allows you to, second effects in its lineup that allows you to grab something from trash to be placed as a face-up source, playing into the deck's playstyle. And then, bouncing off from that, the Alternates effect allows this Digimon, whenever it suspends, you get to flip the top face-up security card of your stack face down to then allow one of your Digimon to unsuspend. Thus, with this allowing target Ghostmon to enable multi-attacks in the deck, since you're practically making use of your face-up security as enabling ammo for it, allowing it to punch through the game by either allowing itself to attack multiple times or by then enabling your other Digimon. Since again, you have the likes of Queen Beemon with Alliance to also trigger off this Alterns and use use your face-up security as ammunition. Continuing on. Awkward. Pull. Worm. Bake. Wergaroom. Muscle. Antilum. Birdro. Anji. Gatsu. Machindra. Ken. Ghostmon Blitz. And following that, we end up getting the new iteration of Greymon from the set, being a CS trait, as well as being able to make use of all effects, being a reboot blocker body, and all turns on any Digimon Tamers leave Ballerium by opponent's effects, spinning them down. One of those Digimon Tamers are prevented from leaving. With the Alternates one's return, once it sees itself suspend, it deletes all opposing Digimon with the lowest play cost. Definitely seeing use in Royal Knights. I could give you that, considering the protection it grants. Continuing on from there. Sing Loop, Eaterbit, Gecko, Fun Bee, Nano Machine Break, Comet Hammer, Cannon Bee, Makiko, Ajuan, and then from there we have Eater Eden and another CL. Down to the last two on the right. Let's see what we get from here. Track, Wall, Crimson Leaf, Hoodie Nectar Fate, Modi, Strike Draw, Lilo, Bontaleo, Eater Legion, Kabaturi, King Drazel, and we end up getting Eri Karin as the tamer for Poseidonmon. Down to the second pack. And let's continue. Yoko, Demero, Grudo, Ice Archery, Edam, Soul Banquet, Lock and Palm, Goro, and then new Greymon for support, new CS Greymon for supporting the Omnimon deck, Seadro, and we get the new memory efficient Necromon from the set. And following that up, we also get the new CS trait Genkumon, which also supports the Appmon deck, as well as Royal Knights. Though, from the looks of it, definitely leaning more towards the Ghostmon deck. And onto our last pack from the right. As we get a awkward tear there. And let's see what we get. Console, Ghost, Lop, Ferrari, Monodrop, Flick, Geogray, and we also get the new option, being the Digimon Sisters Training Gym, Tsukuyamon, Golem, and a new Gallantmon, being a on-play on Digivolve till the opponent's turn, until the opponent's turn ends. Their effects can't play Digimon or Tamers from the trash, pretty much flagging royal effects with an on-play when Digivolve and when attacking. Deletes one posing Digimon with 8,000 DP or less, and then for each Digimon or Tamer on board, add 2,000 to this DP deletions maximum. And following that up, we end up hitting another SR in the form of the Ghost Text level 7 Dokaon. 14-hour play for it to evolve generically over level 6 purple, and can alternatively Digivolve off of Phantomon while I have Violet and Boots on board for a cost of 6. And it has a whole host of effects that works well with each other, since Execute Now is paired with Piercing and Security +1, thus allowing you to trigger Execute and practically run over one posing Digimon that's either suspended or unsuspended as valid targets, with this being a valid attacker, and then you get to pierce through, checking to security. Then, if it's on Digivolve effect, allows it to delete one opposing Digimon with the highest level, and then if it whiffs in deleting, it gets to grant itself an extra plus 5,000 DP for the turn. With the on delete, allows it to revive a level 6 lower Ghost Trade Digimon from trash paying cost, thus allowing you to revive out Necromon in its place, along with that chaining in to the main revival effects from the deck. In the deck, as you then swarm from one stack. Now begin the left side. Let's see what we get. Kilo, Coach, Daemera, Common Hammer, Strike Drum, Ice Archery, Crescent Leaf, Garu, Beta, Lady Devi, 7th Penetration, and we end up hitting our alternate art hit from this set, that being a alt art of Ryuji with his Cybertron back. And let me grab a sleeve for this one. And we continue on from there. As we speed things up, since I think we have gone through most of the lower rarity lineup. So, Hoodie, Worm, Garuda, excuse me, Eliza, Black Warrior Guru, Wop, Edda, Rose, Phoenix, Hugo, and we are paying the new Dynasmon from the set. Bury Your Body, on play on Digivolve, trashing top your own security, and hits all opposing Digimon with minus 6,000 DP for the turn. And the alterns once per turn. When your security stack gets removed, this Digimon gets Sec +1, and Sec +1 till the end of your turn. And if you're saying that to refuse security, you get to recover 1. And following that up, we finally see Dokaon as the main rookie for the Phantomon deck. And then continuing on from there, Gecko, Bake, Ayla, Wasp, Drac, Big Bang Punch, Anja, Dosukomon, the new version of the Liberator Phantomon, allowing to warp over Ghostmon if you have Violent Inboots, and gets to grab Bake from trash to place under Ghost, Green Anja, and the new CS Cyberdramon, and following that, the new CS Magnamon is definitely looking to replace the old BT14 one, being the same cost stat line, with blocker as well, and armor blocker and armor purge, with the on play 1 Digivolve, draw 1, then one of your Digimon with the Royal Knight or CS trait can't be returned to hands or deck by opponent's effects until the end of their turn. This definitely being a much more faster version of the old BT14 one, considering that you instantly get the draw instead of having to wait for it to leave field, as well as the added bonus of a protection effect. And continuing on from there, Eaterbit, Claw, Vulcan Palm, Vulcan Napalm, Siglumon, Yoko, Ghost, Tila, Tento, Koordemon, Gatsu, and we get the new Violet Inboots. With this new version of Violet, definitely enabling the decks, well, Ghost decks, what it wants to do, as once you revive, you're able to grant one of those revived cards, well, one of the revived Digimon, Rush. Thus, if they have Execute, they're now a valid attacker. And to follow that up, we end up hitting the next SR hit, that being the new version, well, the CS iteration of Ghostmon as their SR hit. Tiltar play, 4 to Digivolve generically over level 5. Can Digivolve over Saber Hook with level 5 Saber Hook. Save your Hook, then a level 5 with the CS trait for a cost of 3. Or alternatively, while the opponent has a 10,000 DP Digimon or higher, you get to Digivolve over Hookmon for a cost of 5. Has Rush and Lance, with the 1 Digivolving, 1 attacking, no once return clause, allows you to play out 1 Atho, Rainy, and Poor token, or from your hand or trash, 1 Digimon with Systemon in its name without paying the cost. This effect can't play cards with the same name as existing Digimon on board. And thus, as well as the Your Turn's effect, whenever any of your other Digimon play, this Digimon may attack immediately. Thus being a much more better iteration, considering that effect now can go live, can designate itself since it now has Rush. And we continue on. Fundy, Muscle, Console, Genbi, Virja, Moti, Soul Banquet, Gray, Sistermon Sisters Training Gym, Fanto, Faye again, and Violet again. Nanoshin Break, Monodrum, Geogram, Kilo, Goach, Flick, Parori, Eater Legion, Lady Devi, Yugo, and we get new look at the new iteration of Matadormon. And following that up, Galamon once again. And we continue on. Now, down to the last 4 in the box. Crescent Leaf, Drac, Soul Banquet, Yoko, Wasp, Fun Beam, Worm, Tento, Dosuko, Cupetary, Hook, and for our next SR hit, we end up getting a look at the new CS Dracmon, who in all honesty, as I already brought up earlier, with the whole describing the whole Dracmon line, whole CS Dracmon line being better iterations of their old BT9 versions. Going over it since SR, 13 tar play, 5 to evolve generically over level 5 purple, or can digivolve for 5 over a undead, or CS trait for 4. Excuse me. With the star main and non-delete, one of your excuse me again. One of your Digimon may digivolve into a level 6 or lower undead or dark animal trait. Digimon from trash without paying their cost definitely feels abusable in Dark Animal Lugamon. With the on digivolving effect, allowing it to play out 1 level 4 lower purple Digimon from trash, paying the cost. With the all turns effect, all turns once per turn, whenever any of your Digimon digivolve from the trash, you get to delete all opposing Digimon with the lowest level. And it's definitely being good support, finding its place in Lugamon decks, considering that deck is mostly dark animals. And then we continue on as we finish off this box. Another awkward rip as we speed things up now. And instantly showing off, Mandormon, and we finally see Belphamon X in all its glory now. Going over now, 14 hard play, 6-2 digivolve generically over level 5 purple, and digivolves off of any level 6 with Belphamon name without the X antibody trait for a cost of 2, has Russian Piercing, and the on digivolving effect, delete all opposing all opponent's Digimon with the highest level. Then if a card with Belphamon is in its sources, this Digimon then attacks without suspending. With the end of attack effect, allows this Digimon to digivolve into a sleep mode, trash ignoring requirements without paying the cost. This definitely playing, definitely being support more for the Belphamon deck, considering this line of effects. Then, continuing on, down to last 3 left inside the box. Let's see what we get from here. Speed things up, since, once again, we've gone through most of it. Yep, and nearly spoiled myself. Dokaon, and for another SR hit, we have the protagonist for Hacker's Memory, Keisuke Amasawa. This definitely being one of the main tamers in the Hoodie deck, as your main memory sitter, being 4 card play, with the end of turns effect by sending him down and returning one of your Digimon with the Hoodie trait from hand, you get to play out a tamer with the CS trait from hand without paying the cost. With an all turns buff to Hoodie, with an all turns plus 1000 DP to all of your Hoodie Digimon. Then down to the last 3. Let's see what we end things off. Moving things forward. 7 penetration and Appmon again. Down to our penultimate pack for this box. And let's see what we get. Considering that the alt Slot did get taken out by our Mostimon. They pulled Genku and Eri. Now on to the last pack. As we speed through, Phoenix, Matador, and Cybermon. And that's it for our first box. This definitely being a mid-roll concerning the Mostimon. And our alt hit being a SR. And with that, let me clean up as we transition to the second box. And now on to our second box as we begin. Going into the wrap again. As we get into it. And just speed things up. Getting it out of the box. As we begin. Well, let's see what we get from the promo pack this time. And this time we open up with the new Ghostmon. And we end up hitting the now official Atho, Renee, and 4 token. And hitting Minerva and Titamon again. Which, from that, I believe are guaranteed from the Time Stranger promos. Nope. Definitely going to be speedrunning this much more faster. And starting from left this time, let's see what we get from here. As we speed through. Genku, and then Eri. Matador, and Cyberdraw again. Cyberdraw, and Grandrak once again. As an SR hit. Dynus, and Faye once again. Yep, and spell myself. Justy Blitz. And Belfax again. Continuing on. Necro and Doka. Yep, pretty much, as I said again, we've already hit most of all of the, well, pretty much hit all of the lower rarity. So, only just the foils. Gaunt and Beauty. Again. As we speed run through. Eri and another Kiske. Getting on. Trinium and Oja. Yep, and I just spoiled myself on our altar. As our altar is the other SR in this set, being Erika Mishima. Well, she's 4 hard play, and is able to another passive memory gain as long as you have a CS trait on board with the end turn effect. By suspending her down, Entering our Digimon with the Hoodie trait to hand, you get to play out one level 3 Digimon with the CS trait from hand to your empty bring area without paying the cost, as well as granting a inherent to either Hoodiemon or Eater Legion or Eater Eden of Alliance. That definitely playing a little into the end game, as well, her identity is pretty much tied with all 3 of those. And well, down to our penultimate pack for the left. Let's see what we get. As I still have one alt spot or sex spot, secret rare spot to hit. Eden and Blanc. And our last pack from the left. Let's see what we got. Shikomon and CL. Now digging into the right. With that one alt-art slot still left. King Jazel and Airy. And since I may as well go over it since I did cover the other Royal Knights, this Digimon version of King Jazel is pretty unique since 6-star play, and then has the effect in hand by paying 3 cost, placing this card as the bottom source of the Egg King Jazel or Mother Eater in the breeding area. You get to draw 1. And then all turns, and then while it's on the field as an all turns effect, when any of your Digimon with the Royal Knight or CS trait get played out, you get to spin this down. Then one of your Digimon, one of the play Digimon gains Rush, Raid, Reboot, and Blocker until the end of opponent's turn, which definitely helps as it ends up granting a whole boon of effects with its effect while being in a stack of the Egg Drazel, saying that at the start of your main, if this Digimon has 6 or more sources, you are able to play out 1 King Jazel in name from sources without paying cost. Being another source for underneath King Jazel, under Yggdrasil, to play it out, barring conditions being met. That being the Liberator Omekamon. Well, that's that. That's that tangent over. Now, continuing on with the other packs. Dokaon and another Ryuji. Continuing on. Necro and Genkumon. Another weird rip. Continuing forward. Dynus and Doka once again. Cyberjaw and Magna again. Okay. Let's see what we get. Genkumon and another Tiger Vespa Ace. 6 packs left. Let's see what we get. Since we're pretty much still open to another alt or another secret rare. And Faye and Violet. Once again, down to the last 5. And I believe I see the other hit. Void Spoiling Necro. And we end up hitting our final SR slot in the form of the alt for Grand Drachmon. Definitely sleeving that up as well. And that's all our SR slots hit. Now down to last 4. Speeding things much more faster now. As we've definitely hit one foil that isn't an SR. And let's see what we end off on our last 3 now. Send penetration and Huck once again. And on to our penultimate pack. Yep. Dennis and another Dualaha. And on to our final pack. Let's see what we end off with. Definitely an SR in the back. Going to spoil Beauty, and we end off with another copy of CS Ghostmon. And that's it for box 2. Pretty much being a low roll this time. And now on to the recap. Overall, between the 2 boxes, box 1 wins out. Pretty much just being a mid-roll with a secret rare hit. But overall, definitely the new cards from the set are pretty much all worth it, considering that a good amount of it is pretty much upgrades. Even being able to, well, upgrade some pretty old decks, considering that we have the new Drachmon line pulling support towards, from what definitely, well, will be finding home in the Lugamon deck. Heck, we even get new Ghostmon stuff, considering the new CS line going into Ghostmon, as well as some new upgrades for the likes of, well, Ghost Liberator, especially, and then also Dragonkin Liberator, considering the Stealth Elizamon from in the card pool. And from there, Mossymon as well. And then also playing into some new decks, considering that we have Hoodie CS to work off of. As well as, and also on the topic of supporting older decks, we also have some new toolbox cards for the Royal Knights deck as well. But overall, I'm definitely looking forward for this format. And before we close out, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up as we enter into the BT23 format. And this is Cyberjaw signing off.